Hello, I'm Brett Knowles from Pm2 Consulting. This quick video overviews a process improvement project we recently completed for an IT service desk. We've removed all client-specific information to protect their identity. We took the client through our standard 5-day or 5-step process where we help the team feel the problem, then the team sees the problem, they solve the problem, they achieve a series of quick wins, and then they commit to whatever next steps in continuous improvement need to be conducted. The team achieved some significant benefits. With an investment of 160 hours from existing staff, they would be able to free up 216 hours per month of service desk time and remove almost 9,000 hours of elapsed time that users are waiting for functionality and capabilities. They identified within the service desk a series of request types that they have to process. And for each request type, they identified the average time to open the ticket, the average response time, the volume they have per year, and therefore how many hours they have per week on these activities. Then they chose two to work on during the week. One is a fairly easy request type, and the second was a more complicated type. And then within those two types, they did some simple analysis to identify what is their actual value-added time and the non-value-added time. Then they did an estimate of where they thought they could go. So for example, the average time to open was 6 days, and they thought they could get it down to half a day. And the target response time was 6.5 days. They thought they could get it down to about 30 minutes. And they felt those were fairly aggressive performance targets for the work. Now, what's interesting is at the end of the week, and they took a look at what they could actually achieve, they found that even what they thought were their aggressive estimates were in fact grossly overstated. In this case, they could move from target open time of half a day to instant, and they could move from response time of 30 minutes to instant. Let's take a look at the analysis they did. Oh, and by the way, what they also identified is the same fixes they did for these two processes would apply for a bunch of other request types that they had that were consuming also significant chunks of time. So let's take a look at the easy request type as an example of the work that they completed. So the second step is the process walk, where using a number of simple forms, they're able to capture data about waste, capacity utilization, variance control charts, problem types, failure mode analysis, and so forth. And based on that, they did some simple mathematics that looked at what is the current process, value-added and non-value-added time, and what they were entitled to in terms of value-added and non-value-added time. And as a result of that, they're able to calculate the value-added ratio for the current process and for the to-be process. And you can see their estimate right now is their value added is about 1%. In other words, they're 99% waste, and they should move up to 100% value add. And the next step was to map the to-be world. And what they were able to do is creatively rethink the process so that many of the stall points were completely eliminated, and in fact it turned into being a user-driven process that actually didn't require the help desk at all. And so the results were significant. You know, the as-is world, where they're processing 80 tickets a month because everything's manual, down to 2. From 40 hours of working with the ticket to 0 because it's automated. From 4,800 hours of elapsed time to 0 because it's automated. And what that means is that all the elapsed time in the as-is world becomes eliminated, and there's about a 3,000% reduction in the touch time. And the more complicated process had similar phenomenal results as far as the team was concerned. So that's a quick summary of an overview of what a process improvement project looks like in some of the key deliverables.